Hey everyone, and welcome back to FAMcast. This is episode 59. I'm Trevor, and I'm here with Tim and Trey tonight.
Hello. Hello.
And we are fresh off a very busy week of E3. Trey was bringing everyone the hot news, broadcasting the events live, while me and Tim were there in person. So we had a pretty busy week. I'm still exhausted myself. But it was an exciting one, right?
I'm still in vacation mode for sure.
Yeah. It was after not having an alarm for 9 days. It was really hard to snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity.
There goes gravity.
Shit. Yeah, it was. It's always hard to come back from vacation, but it was a good time in LA. Me and Tim had a good time. I think we could have probably come back a day earlier, but I feel like E3 always starts off high because you always start off with the announcements, and then it just kind of steadily drops off just because you've seen the show floor and the excitement and everything on day one, and then you just kind of rinse and repeat day two and day three. So you already know what's there, so the excitement kind of drains along with your energy. So it definitely it's not, E3 isn't much of a roller coaster. It's just kind of like a downhill sprint, I guess, at that point. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I know I Trey watching Trey's reaction to Nintendo was probably one of my favorite parts of E3.
Oh yeah.
But we can get into that. So last podcast we kind of broke down our predictions, kind of went in order of each company, what we wanted to see, what we thought we'd see, what we didn't think we'd see. So I figure in this episode we'll just kind of do that in the same order and just kind of talk about what we did actually see, if that sounds good to you guys.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, for the first one, if we want to kick it off with EA, me and Tim I think we were already either in the air or we had just landed for EA. So Trey, I'll throw this one over to you. They kind of already had everything laid out. Were there any surprises at EA that we didn't expect?
Nope. It's exactly what we thought was going to happen. It's exactly what they announced. No new surprises. The only cool thing that I was pretty hyped about was they showed off the new character Watson for Season 2, and they announced Season 2. They said there's going to be... Yeah, for Apex. Yes, correct. And they showed off her mechanics. They gave her a story trailer, which is really neat. And they're talking about how they're going to try to incorporate more story into Apex, which is going to be pretty cool. And now they announced their first in-map event, which is something to do with dragons. They haven't said what, but they showed us a teaser of a giant eye with people flying in with dragons all around them. So cool. That'll be interesting.
It's a How to Train Your Dragon crossover.
Right. Star Wars was cool. Meh.
It looked cool.
Yeah, it looks pretty good, but meh.
I think I'm still just skeptical. I really want to like it. Yeah. Everything I've seen so far, I think I'm going to enjoy it. But
yeah, I mean, I've got faith in it because it's Respawn, and I count Respawn separate from EA. That's just me.
I'd like to say that I agree with that, but I also used to count BioWare separate from EA. There's another one. Who's the other? I don't know. There's a couple of them that, once EA gets their grubby little fucking hands on it, it's just no, it's dead now. Goodbye, world.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but it is a true statement. BioWare made Anthem. That's, those monsters.
And that's great. I remember when we got that announcement, it was just a year ago. Or was it a year or 2 years ago?
2 years.
2 years ago.
Because it was the same as
Scarlet.
Or
not
Scorpio.
Scarlet, Scorpio. Yep.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Yeah, we looked at that and we thought it was pretty.
It was oh my god, it's Destiny Killer.
Yeah.
It came out and was the worst.
I was skeptical from the get-go, so.
It was so bad.
And here we are.
Yeah, here we are, a whole E3 later, no content, nothing announced whatsoever.
And I guess we can't be too upset with EA if they kind of told us up. It's kind of like how PlayStation pulled out because they said they didn't have any new news. Kind of the same thing with EA. If they laid out hey, here's what we're going to talk about, maybe, I don't know. I guess if anything, they were honest with us. They were transparent.
First time for everything.
It still would have been nice to get that Plants vs. Zombies, but
I know.
Maybe 1 year.
I don't think we probably won't get that till next gen or something. or they'll announce it later on in the year. I don't know.
That'd
Just
be a good
'cause-
one.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just thinking about xCloud, just like kind of jumping your games between console
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and mobile.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Which I don't know, that's probably a good segue. Microsoft would be up next, and that one was probably, if not number one for me, definitely a solid second place as far as how much I enjoyed the presentation.
A lot of that had to be with being there. But
Yeah, for sure. Like definitely. So me and KB were a part of FanFest. So we got to do some fun things there, get hands on early with the games, and they gave us like the front row seats to the conference, which was just crazy. We couldn't have asked for better seats. And then Tim was there as well. So Tim was there for the conference, so he was just as hype as we were. So, and then Trey was obviously watching live, so he got to see everything happen. What did you guys think of Microsoft's show?
I liked it. They showed off a lot of good. I wish I would have gotten. So as far as the show itself going, like just the show, the conference, I wish they would have touched more on xCloud. It was very much like a xCloud's a thing. And then let's move on to Project Scarlet, which I'm like, oh sweet, Project Scarlet, but let's reverse it for a second and talk about that other thing that I want to hear more about, right? And we didn't get that until after they did an after show, and then I got hands on with it, which I'll go into that here in a minute. Gears was cool. It was a little lackluster though. I felt like they just here's a trailer, here's this new game mode, which is pretty cool. Like, it is a cool game mode, and you can build your own levels, right? It's neat. But that was it. That's all we got. There's no more. There's lacking of information there. What was the other? I didn't get Gears Tactics at all.
Yeah,
it was
just
completely
missing.
absent. I was super upset by that. But I did get Age of Empires Remastered, which I was screaming about. Like, I was happy about it. Overall it was cool. I thought it was a good conference. They've had better years, but it's hard for me to say it's like the best and everything just because I was there, and there's a lot of energy in that stadium, and there's a lot of just whoosh in your face, and you're just like, what's this little indie game I don't care about? Yeah, like it happens a lot.
Yeah.
And the one thing I'll say about Gears, just because you brought it up, I like that they laid out this roadmap. Where I feel like
that was cool.
We don't usually see that, or I feel like we don't see it a lot at conferences, to where it's just normally, hey, here's this game, here's a new trailer and a release date. But it was really cool for them to really break it down, like, hey, we're going to have an open beta for this at this time. You can play in the Microsoft stores around the country during this weekend. It was just cool to see how they were breaking it down to prepare for the launch in September.
Yep.
And kind of exciting that that kind of from here on out there's going to be something to look forward to almost every month until the game comes out.
Yep.
I did enjoy that, and like you said about the indie games, Tim, I like that the indie games got a lot of love, because I feel like it's very, very easy for them to be overshadowed by these big AAA games. So they can just kind of be swept under the rug, and I don't know. I think we've definitely seen some solid indie games that, as far as like an entertainment value, they can definitely stand up to the big AAA games and bring as much enjoyment as they can. So it's cool to see them get kind of more and more love every year.
Right.
I think we kind of see more, especially if Microsoft does a very good job at that, of highlighting some of the indie games. Which some of them I'm super pumped for, like that 12 Minutes game.
Yeah, 12 Minutes look really cool.
That looks sick. The stuck in a time death loop kind of thing. Yeah, I'm definitely down for that. What about you, Trey? What stood out for you at the conference?
Halo, of course.
Right. Oh yeah. Which, speak of that for a minute, Trey.
Yeah.
Like, I'll let you continue, but do you think that they're just cutting like 4 or 5?
Honestly, again, like I don't know. I don't know.
I was trying to think of that during the trailer. I'm like, he's floating in space. He was only ever floating in space once, right? And that was after 3.
Mm-hmm. There's definitely a potential of them retconning that. I honestly, I hope not. Sort of.
I didn't care.
I like
before
the
that.
characters of 5. It was just 5 was told very poorly. The story was hot garbage. But the gameplay was awesome. I thought I really liked it. I liked the momentum and all the crazy like Spartan abilities that you get was really fun for 5. But I have a feeling that they may just be bringing it back to like the 2 and 3 days, to be honest.
Which is interesting because normally you only see that if a different studio picks it up. But I mean, it's still 343. It's still their game.
Yeah.
So it's like that they'd be retconning their own game. Like, I just don't know how he's in space again. Like, if they didn't do that, then he needs to get a hold of his life and stop doing that. Like, he just floating in space all the damn time.
See, I couldn't tell if this Halo Infinite was a engine trailer again, or if this was a actual like trailer for Halo Infinite. I don't know if I ever caught any word of them saying this is the official gameplay trailer or this is the official trailer for Halo Infinite, not like, yep, this is another teaser or anything like that, you know what I mean? So, there's that. I thought Gears trailer that they had was very lackluster.
It was very weird, right?
It
Like,
was just
her
facial
face.
animations, which was
Yeah.
like cool. That's great. I'm glad you guys stepped it up, even though they were pretty okay from the get-go.
Right.
And then I like the new escape mode. It looks pretty cool. I haven't had to play it yet, but
It's solid.
I definitely go to Microsoft Store and try that out.
Yeah.
Easton, right? I
Yeah.
think? Yeah, I want to go try that out. Other than that, I mean, of course, Cyberpunk. Keanu Reeves, God bless him.
He was there.
Yeah.
That was so
other than
crazy.
that, I can't really think of anything else because, I mean, no fighting games were announced this year for any company. So I mean, I wasn't very hyped for anything else other than that. But other than that, I mean, I'm hyped for Scarlet. I want to see what it does, what it's got.
It's the most powerful console we've ever created.
Right.
Well, when you
Again.
make a console that's not more powerful than what you already have, I'm confused.
Don't they say that like every year with every
Every
new console
year
they
it's
have?
the most
This is the
powerful.
best console we have ever created.
It's the best. All your entertainment.
I mean, and the Dragon Ball trailer was pretty cool too. I'll
It
give
was.
that.
Dragon Ball. I talked to Trevor's like, I want it to be good. It looks good, but how many times can we play the same saga over and over and over
Yeah.
and over?
My thoughts exactly. I'm kind of sick of it. I'd rather
Yeah.
see someone else's story for once. But
So, xCloud was really cool though. So like once I got like hands on with xCloud, because I did get a chance to get hands on with xCloud, I talked to the developers about it, and it's actually very advanced for what it does. And Trevor, you got hands on with it too, right?
Yeah.
You played some games.
I played Halo
and
5.
they talked about like, because I was kind of confused, and Trevor, I think me and Trevor both left Microsoft's conference confused about like my Xbox versus using their Xbox. Like, what the hell's the difference? Like, why is it doing that? Then apparently, when I was talking to the guy, he was stating is like, they're gonna have servers set up, blah 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 blah, and there might be servers 500 miles away from you that you can connect to at any point in time. But you could also just connect to your Xbox, and if your Xbox's upload and download speed are better than the thing 500 miles away from you, it'll give you a better connection. So that's the whole purpose of using your Xbox as a server, is just so you have a better connection. There's nothing else other than that. But it works well.
It's just like in like whether it's in Discord or like your VPN. Whenever you select your server, same exact thing, right? So you you just want to select the one that's closest to you or has the fastest speed.
Correct. So it's pretty neat. It works well. When I was playing, I noticed like a very small latency, and they even said they were working on that. So like at this point, I don't think it'd be great for like fighting games, but for like your standard RPGs and stuff, it's not a problem at all. Like it'll run well. And again, they still haven't till October to even fix that, and they're working on it. So who knows what will come. So that's super cool, and that's super exciting.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited for xCloud. I think it's gonna give Stadia a run for its money.
Oh yeah, what did you say the comparison was, Tim, between those? Because you brought that up to the developers.
About what? Oh, Stadia. So they were talking about how much like data essentially that Stadia uses compared to theirs. Like theirs uses almost like just negligent whatever amount of data, right? Negligent amount of data, and Stadia apparently when they were talking to them, it's a lot. Like they're gonna use a lot.
Yeah.
Like and like they're running their games, and they said all the phones they were running on like 7 to 10 megabytes per second connection speeds, and they were running really well. And because I brought up like, well, is this meant for Wi-Fi only, 4G, 5G? He's like, whatever, as long as you can get a connection, doesn't matter, it'll work. Which I don't know how Stadia is going to work on that. I would assume the same concept, but just be mindful of the bandwidth that's going to consume apparently.
Yeah, and I think so much of this is going to change once 5G kind of hits nationwide. Like we've already seen the kind of speeds that people can get on 5G devices. So especially with it coming to Columbus towards the end of the year.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, it'll be exciting to see just how fast. I mean, at that point, we're getting better speeds than what our Wi-Fi is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so playing Halo 5 on a mobile device, like on the controller, was just so wild because there was. I didn't notice anything, at least when I played, like as far as like any input lag, but
I might have just had a bad connection at the time, so who knows?
And we also had less people in there at that time, so like who knows if when they had like all those people in there pulling from their mobile devices, if that could have slowed it down too, who knows? But yeah, overall, really impressed with Project X Cloud. Me and Tim also got to play Gears 5. We played the escape mode, which. I'm not a huge Gears fan, but I really liked it. I like the idea of like a 3-person versus versus the AI kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it was really enjoyable. I think it fits fits perfectly with our Fam Wednesdays.
Yeah, this is like the year of the 3-team games. I've noticed.
Yeah. I'm okay with that because it.
I'm okay with it too because it's perfect for us. But like.
So as a Gears fan, Tim, anything stand out in particular with the escape?
You have to be way more like tactical together because like ammo is scarce. There were a few times where I was just out. So you're going up and meleeing things and stuff, right? And you have to but they keep you on your toes. You have to keep moving because this gas is moving through the chambers the whole time, right? So not only are you just trying to get out and survive, but you have to do it like in a hurry because this gas is coming. And I know we came up against like a mini boss per se that you had to fight before you could progress. So now you have to fight this guy and kill him quickly before the gas catches you. Like it was intense. The whole thing was intense. They had, the ammo guy was probably the most important person on your team because they have one guy who can generate ammo. It's not like an absurd amount of ammo. Like it's very little, but even a little is something. Like you go in there, you're like, damn, I have nothing, and this guy might give you 12 bullets, and you don't think much of it, but fuck, it's 12 more than you had, and you're okay with it, So it's like, it was intense. It was crazy. The fact that you can build the levels is going to be really cool.
Yeah.
It's interesting that they're bringing, like, character abilities into Gears.
Yeah. On certain modes. I think it'd be terrible if they did it in multiplayer, like competitive multiplayer, but like in that escape, the cooperative modes, it'd be good. Or Horde. Horde would be great for it, too.
We'll see.
Yeah, Horde would be cool.
It would ruin Gears if they did it in multiplayer.
I have a feeling they're going to put it in multiplayer.
It would ruin it. It would ruin the game.
I have a feeling.
I like that they're doing
Overwatch can do it. We can do it too.
No.
The Mario Maker thing. Build your own escape rooms. I think that'll be cool, especially for Tim.
Cool. Yeah, it'll be fun.
What else do we play? And when we were at FanFest, I think the only 2 things that I played, it was Gears 5 and then Borderlands 3, which is just as amazing as I wanted it to be. Tim was asking about it, and I didn't really have a whole lot to say about it. Like, it looks super smooth. It's got that Borderlands polish. It's funny. It's quick. There's lots of loot. But like beyond that, it feels like Borderlands, which I already love. Yeah. So there wasn't really anything for me to really say. Like, if you like Borderlands, you'll like Borderlands 3. Like, so
all right,
it'll be good. We got to do the same demo that we've seen before, where you fight the sound guy.
Oh yeah.
So again, I enjoy Borderlands as a team as opposed to playing solo. I think that's kind of how it's almost meant to be played. So I think I'll enjoy it a lot more with a group. because just sitting at the demo booth by myself, it was fun, but I would have enjoyed it playing with others.
Right.
Bleeding Edge was another one.
Oh yeah, you did play Bleeding Edge.
Yeah, Bleeding Edge was another one. I played Bleeding Edge. It was actually solid. Like kind of.
Yeah, how is it, Tim? I want to know.
Was that?
I want to know. Tell me how it is.
So, I'm not big into Overwatch, right? Like I get the concept of Overwatch, and it has the same concept of Overwatch, but the maps seem to be much smaller. Like you get into the action like right away, basically,
nice.
right? So you don't have to worry about this whole thing. And it's a brawler. Like that was something for me to get used to. That's something I still need to get used to. Is like because there are some ranged characters, but they do such little damage. Most people are all melee. Like they all it's a brawler. Like it's a 4v4 brawler with objectives, right? So it focusing on one person is going to be way more important. Because it's just if you could just let's get this guy, and then just move, like you will run over teams that are not coordinated. Like you will just run them over. It's not even a question. You will just destroy them. But it was a lot of fun. They have a good character roster. They definitely all do their own thing. It was a good time. I enjoyed it. The health bars. I like seeing all that stuff. Like it was very well done. I don't know what else to say other than the fact that like it's something like if you. A lot of people saw it and like, oh great, another Overwatch clone. It's Paladins 2.0, blah 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 blah. Right? It's not like Paladins at all. It doesn't play anything like Paladins. So like, it's taking that formula of what Overwatch does, and they're definitely making it their own. Just like how whatever it was, what Arma or PUBG did with Battle Royale. I mean, you can't fault them for taking a formula that was well done and trying to make a game out of it. Right? I mean, it's just you just can't do that. So like, let them try this, and it's different, and it's fun. Like, is it the best thing I've ever played? No. But would I go back to it? Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm interested in it. I want to know if I get into this alpha or whatever.
Yeah,
and if we're allowed to stream it or anything like that, because I would love to do that.
Yeah.
I'm already calling it now, dude. I'm going to be a pro Bleeding Edge player, dude.
There it is. How about that
Turmoil Bleeding Edge. Let's go.
Yeah.
There you go. The Game Pass news was pretty awesome.
Oh yeah,
Game Pass Ultimate, where you pay the exact same amount that you pay for Live already, and you just get free games on both your console and PC.
Right.
Yeah, like that. It's insane. I did not expect that at all.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like the fact that I can have basically my Xbox in my room now too, instead of having to I guess I still have my Xbox in my room. I don't know what I'm saying, but the fact that I can play I guess higher fidelity games that would run kind of slower on my regular Xbox, I can play it on my PC is even better.
Right.
Like I'm playing games that I missed out on that I wanted to play on my PC that I haven't played on my Xbox yet because everybody knows that I'm more of like a PlayStation guy.
Which did you already use Game Pass on PC? Have you used anything on it yet, Trey?
Yeah, I used it for Sea of Thieves for a little while before I just perma bought it.
I haven't done Game Pass on the PC yet. I was curious if you know how to access it or not.
Yeah, so Game Pass on the PC, you can download the beta app that they talked about, and then you just download the games through there. There are some games, like I was having some issues with downloading multiple games that were kind of bigger.
Okay.
So like Gears 4, it was like 127 gigs.
It's a big game.
Yeah. So it took a hot second for it to load up, so I just closed it out of the Game Pass app and I opened it up in the actual Microsoft Store and ran it that way.
Interesting.
And it worked fine. But so far, I mean the new Xbox app that they're using for this it's solid. Like I hope the UI for Xbox turns into this because it's quick, it's snappy, it's very uniform. It just looks good. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping that's what they end up moving towards for the next Xbox or the next UI update that they do.
Good.
Yeah, I played Forza Horizon 4 for the first time, and that's one of the greatest racing game sequences. Yeah, it's one of the coolest sequences, opening sequences to a racing game I've ever played in my life.
Nice. It is super good.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'm about to stream Sunset Overdrive because I haven't got to play that, and that's one of the games that I hear that's pretty good. It's one of those sleeper games on Xbox that I haven't gotten to play yet. I've got Gears of War 4 ready to roll, and I've got Ori and the Blind Forest. So I'm pretty set, and there's still hundreds of games that are on there that I haven't even gotten to download yet. But I think I might have to get a whole nother hard drive just to do that.
Yeah, that's that's one thing that I might have to start looking at too is a larger hard drive. Just because, I mean, it's nice with it being digital that you can, just delete them and re-download them later. But, if you're jumping back and forth between a few games, you don't want to have to reinstall it every time.
Right.
Especially if Gears has taken up half your hard drive.
Yeah,
Right.
Gears is large. That's a big boy.
What's the largest game on Xbox digitally right now, you think? Fallout? Fallout was pretty large.
I would probably say Red Dead. Red Dead's pretty
Oh,
big.
yeah. Oh, that's right. I remember that one. Yeah, that one was huge. I don't remember how much, but I remember it was kind of ridiculous. Like a disrespectful amount. What else from... Anything else from Microsoft that we might be...
Other than Cyberpunk, I mean...
I'm sure we're missing something, but...
Oh, the Lego expansion for Forza? That's pretty cool.
yeah.
I'm actually looking forward to getting into that, but...
That was hilarious.
Yeah, other than that, I can't think of anything else.
We had the Skywalker Saga Lego thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, nothing. There were definitely a few indies that I saw that looked fun. 12 minutes.
I'm happy that Sea of Solitude finally has a release date.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure. Excited for Sea of Solitude. So what if we're done with Microsoft, then that brings us to Bethesda, right?
Bethesda.
Yes.
Which I don't know. I feel like Tim should kind of kick this one off. That's kind of your show. But I know you specifically kind of went into it, Tim, without any high expectations. You're like, they kind of announced everything last year. This year we'll hear about the future of Fallout 76 and
which was really all I cared
Eternal.
about, by the way.
Right, for sure.
That's all I
Right.
cared about.
Right. So I don't know. I think the conference might have. I definitely caught me off guard because I didn't expect kind of the things, some of the things we got. But go ahead and kick it off, Tim. What did you like best about Bethesda's conference?
Well, the Fallout information was probably still my favorite. Like we're getting
Super
NPCs, which I wasn't upset that there weren't NPCs. Lots of people
wasn't either.
were, and it's because they didn't know what they were buying, and that's their fault, not the developer's fault.
Right.
But whatever. But they're doing a service for their fans. You know what? That's what you guys want. Fuck it. Here we go. We'll help you out. We'll put this in there, right? So we're gonna get more lore. We're gonna get more story, and they did it in a really well way. But man, when that Nuclear Winter trailer went off, I was freaking out. I was so stoked. Like, I get it. It's another Battle Royale, but it's a Fallout Battle Royale. And let me tell you something. It's fucking good. Like, it is good. You know how you play Battle Royale games, and there are times where you're just like, okay, I definitely hit this fucker. Then why am I not hitting this guy? Why is he not dead? Never once do you have that. Because all the damage you do, you get number indications. Every single hit. Every time, right? Just like Apex does that, right? You get number indications, right?
Yeah. Yep.
But Apex can be a little lying game. I can see me do like a bajillion damage and not know. Like you see, dude, it's
Apex is a very high octane game.
It's so good. Like you need to try it. Like to really believe how good this game is.
I want to.
Like it did so well, they extended it because of just the positive feedback. Like, oh shit, people actually like something about 76. Just keep it going. Just let it keep growing. Don't ruin what we have. So, like, it's really good. And when you play that mode, you get stuff and you make progress towards your adventure stuff. Like, you carry over XP.
That's awesome.
You carry over caps. Like, so there's more of a reason to play it than to just play it.
Right.
And then they have, like, special skins coming out that you can unlock playing. Like, it's really good. But the NPCs are big. Doom looks sick, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Doom.
I mean, it looked like Doom.
Doom
but
looks so cool.
there's
It's a
nothing
little more
wrong
like
with that.
on the arcadey side, which I'm perfectly
It is
okay
very
with.
much more on the arcadey side.
But it just looks so good and
It
so much
does.
fun.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm really excited for it. I still haven't played the first one yet, but maybe I should put that on my streaming list.
I think it's on Game Pass.
Yeah.
It's on Game Pass?
I think
It
so.
might be. When the conference ended, like me and Casey like booked it to the Doom thing. They're like, and for the people here, you can play it right after the show. And me and Casey just booked it. Like we left KB, we left Trevor, we left Jake, Jeff. We just like booked it and went straight there. Because they give you like 25 minutes to play, like 25 to 30 minutes just to play this demo. Like this is a long demo.
As soon as they announced what was it? The Slayers Club.
Oh yeah.
Ah, yes, the Slayers.
I immediately signed up for it. I was like, "Yep, I'm all about that. Gimme."
Yeah.
So, so there's just really cool things. Like, what else was? Those were the two big things. The Elder Scrolls stuff still look cool. Like, I might play a ESO again. Like, it looks pretty damn neat.
Yeah.
Then they did that. What is that mobile game that no one cared about?
Wow,
Commander
rude.
Keen.
Yeah. I mean, those were my
Also,
highlights. Look, y'all
I
can
was
talk
pretty
about your
upset about
highlights.
it.
Because
Because I grew up with Commander Keen. That was like one of those games that I played for a hot minute when I was a kid.
Nice.
I remember going to like my grandparents' house and playing that like all the time.
That's awesome.
But then we ended up getting that, and I'm like, it looks so slow. It looks not fun to me, and I love Commander Keen. Very special spot in my heart. But when they showed that, I was like,
just stop it. I had Trevor go back and like I told him, I was like, okay, look, I'm not gonna be at home all week, so I need to go play Nuclear Winter. So we did that, and the line was like very negligible, right? Like it was so short. And then before we did it the final day, I was like, look, Trevor, I don't care what we do, you can choose what we do, but I need to go play that again. I just drugged Trevor to that thing a few times because I needed to get my fix in.
Yep. I just sat on the ground.
He did, literally sat on the ground.
Yep. Well, the two things that I really loved from Bethesda, the first one being Deathloop.
Ah, yes.
Deathloop looked awesome.
oh yeah,
Two POC leads, which is pretty awesome. And just the concept. I think I was talking to because I was sitting next to KB. It reminded me of Russian Doll.
oh yeah.
That is some pretty crazy thunder outside. Hopefully we get through this before the power goes out. But yeah, it just made me think of Russian Doll, probably because that's the most recent. Not that like a Deathloop is like a new concept or anything, but that was the most recent thing in memory that came to mind.
Yeah. And season 2's got announced too.
Yeah, I saw that. That's awesome.
Wait, what was it?
Russian Doll.
Russian Doll.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, it looks cool. These two protagonists. I don't know. I guess trying to figure out what's going on with this whole Deathloop thing. I like that we don't know a whole lot about it, so I'm excited to see more on that. But the one that I'm most excited for is Ghostwire.
Yeah,
Ghostwire
looks
Tokyo.
Sick, dude.
Looks so good. It's what
I need more.
It's what happens when Thanos snaps. I think is what
Right.
Thanos snapped the
Yeah,
game.
pretty much.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. I think that's what people were hearing me say on stream.
It's
Thanos snapped the
spooky.
game.
She was awesome.
God bless her.
Yeah. She definitely made that presentation a lot of fun. Ikumi Nakamura. So yeah,
She's
that
awesome.
don't know a whole lot about that yet, but I do know that she did design work for Bayonetta and Okami, so she's definitely good in my book.
Oh yeah, that's solid in my book too.
Yeah.
100% down.
So I like seeing the two new IPs. That's always exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was.
I think I called that. Did I call that in our stream? I want to say I did. I want to say I called that they're going to announce some new IPs.
Hinders, find that clip.
And they briefly said, yes, Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 are still a thing, and then they went over. And we didn't expect that. Like I said, we weren't going to get either of those. And
Yeah, I think yeah. KB said she was still hopeful for 6, but
we're always hopeful.
yeah.
I mean, everyone's hopeful, yeah.
I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll get. I could definitely see some information on that next year, since we know that we'll have this. Since we'll have Scarlet launching next holiday, we'll probably more likely than not we'll have the PS5
We'll have
launching.
info, yeah.
Launching at the same time, so we'll probably see more. But for the sake of time, moving into that would be Monday.
Wow, Trey, you didn't watch the Bethesda show, so you don't get to talk at all.
Oh.
Blades on the Switch, dude?
Yeah, KB's actually excited for that.
That looks really cool.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Isn't it out now?
Maybe. I don't know. Let's look into that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's out now.
I thought Wolfenstein
I think it might be out now.
It's either out now or it's out in the fall?
I feel like I should know this, but I don't.
August? I don't know either. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. But yeah, I mean that's the only highlights that I can think of. Where that's
Blades,
it. Just want to say Blades, man.
Yeah,
It looks cool on the Switch.
Yeah.
It looks like a fun game on the Switch.
And it's they're keeping it free, which is awesome.
Cross progression.
Yep, that too. That's
Yeah,
huge.
that is huge.
Monday.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
now go,
I
Trevor.
apologize, Trey. Moving into Monday. Who did start off Monday? Was it Square? No, Square was
Wasn't it Nintendo?
last.
No, Nintendo was
Tuesday.
No?
Who came?
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't know.
Ubisoft.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
Yep. Oh, wow. Okay. So Ubisoft.
Did we get Splinter Cell? No. Do I care then? No.
Well, we got to see some of Watchdogs 3 or
Yeah,
Legion.
it looks sweet.
Which I like the whole NPC thing. Being able to
that'll be
like
interesting.
recruit like any NPC and
So explain this game to me, because I didn't watch
Permadeath?
anything. I don't know anything about it. Go. Tell me, why is it going to be better than the previous two that were not very good?
Trevor, you wanna?
Oh, I mean, you're the one that watched it. I thought you would. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, my bad. Oh yeah, so it looks cool to me because I like the kind of the near future stuff, and I
Yeah,
also
yeah.
like the techno future instead of like the post-apocalyptic and all that stuff. So that's really cool, and it's set in London, which is a place I want to go to. I like that culture, the whole UK garage underground, all that whatnot.
Yeah.
But to me, it's the aspect of being able to recruit an NPC that like this person's really good with drones. I need someone that can hack into drones. I'm gonna go recruit this person.
Yeah.
Or this person is good with talking, or this person is good with driving. I can just like recruit these people to bring onto my legion, if you will, and be like, boom, done. And if they die, or if they get caught, like they have real lives, right? So you could be walking down the street and you could see the person that's on your legion walking their dog, right?
Okay.
And if they get hit by a truck or hit by a car, they're dead. They're dead for the rest of the gameplay.
Wow.
So say you maxed out this person's like, they're good at driving, their gunplay is godlike. They get hit by a bird while on a motorcycle, dead. Permanent death. Nothing. You can't do anything about it. They're dead.
Oh, that's
So it's-
good. That's an accurate.
It's got some XCOM to it.
Oh. Good on you.
Yeah.
Is it online or no? Like, is it?
So, I don't think they've announced any multiplayer or anything like that. So as far as I know, it's just a single player RPG, action RPG.
Okay.
That's fair.
It seems like it's got some like heavy tones to it too, like human trafficking and drug war and
Oh, Drug Wars. Yes.
borders and stuff
Sign
like
me
that.
up.
But I mean, it just looks really good. Like the art style between the three is, I feel like it's completely different from each one. Like Chicago for the first one was very that drab city life. Then San Francisco was very bright, vibrant, Silicon Valley of San Francisco. And now this one's like a good mixture of the two because it's London, but it's like techno London. So it's like vibrant colors, like drum and bass music
Yeah.
and
Oh, okay.
the underground feel, like the feel of like a revolution is happening, but like you're a part of it and you're growing that revolution, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Cool.
Can
Yeah.
appreciate that.
I'd like to see. Yeah, I'm excited to see more. I've only given the first Watch Dogs a try, and I tried it for a little bit and just kind of it didn't really hold my
It was just
hold my
boring.
attention.
It was a boring
yeah.
game, Trevor. It's
It was-
okay to say that.
From what the original E3 show
Yeah.
was for, the original Watch Dogs, it was very meh.
Yeah.
So hopefully this one gets a different treatment.
Well,
And,
right, because like the original trailer for Watch Dogs, the reason everybody was so damn intrigued is because you're following this whole character around, right? And they go to this bar, they do all these things, and you're following this whole character, and then at the very end they zoom out to another person who was watching that person the whole time, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh my god, what kind of it was a crazy intense like what you were thinking of a multiplayer like experience where like you're watching this dude do a whole thing and that's him playing his game, but maybe you have a mission to go kill that guy, so you like there's this whole entanglement of things, and it never came to flourish. It just wasn't that.
I almost want to say that they did talk about multiplayer, but I'm just forgetting something.
We were very dehydrated at the time, so we went to Smashburger, I think, and just we got
Good.
water. So we didn't really. We were kind of
Yeah, either
watching,
way,
but also
it
trying
looked
not
really
to
good.
pass out.
Yep.
Although it looked great.
Yeah, I'm excited to see more on it. What else did they show, Trey? Because we got the Ghost Recon stuff, right?
Just Dance, of
Oh yeah,
course.
yes.
2020.
Coming to the
Don't forget
Wii,
about that.
bitches.
Which I was telling Tim this. I don't know if you saw this, Trey. Because a lot of people are like, "What? It's coming to the Wii? That's so dumb." But apparently,
Really?
a lot of it's coming to the Wii. So a lot of people were just just kind of laughing at it, like, "What? Wii's a dead
Because the
system."
console came out in 2005,
Yeah. But apparently, a lot of hospitals use it as therapy.
I believe it.
So, and Just
believe it.
Dance is like one of those games that gets people moving. So a lot of hospitals kind of rely on that still. So it's cool to see support for that, even though nothing comes out on the Wii anymore. I'm glad.
cool.
Well, I mean, you got to think too. It's like one of those. It's the probably the only console that actually mastered motion control, other than the Switch.
I mean, it did better than. Yeah, okay, I can agree with that.
Like they actually get you up and moving. Not,
Right.
You know what I mean. But I don't know. I think it's cool. It's
Yeah.
awesome. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty
awesome.
neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they announced Ghost Recon stuff, which it looks cool.
What is it
I'm
called?
interested.
Looks like Ghost Recon.
Breakpoint? Did I just make that up? What's it called? Ghost?
No, Breakpoint.
Oh, is it?
That's
Okay.
right. It looks cool. They announced new DLC for Siege, which came out same day or same night,
Okay.
which is pretty cool. I mean, I have the game. I've only played it a few times. I really enjoy it, but I haven't really gotten the time to sink my teeth into it. They didn't talk about Beyond Good and Evil 2, which I was upset about.
Yeah.
But they had, before E3, they had their little conference for it, but they didn't really explain too much either. They just said, hey, we're extending the Space Monkey program. We're opening up the that program that they're doing for the art assets and stuff for more people to add into the game, which is great because I really want to add more stuff into it myself.
Yeah.
I coined the term "hornaments" for them. So if you hear that terminology in the game, that was me. That was my contribution to the game.
Wait, how did you coin that?
Because they're talking about there's a race of aliens or humanoids, whatever you want to call them. They have the rhinos, but they're like Jamaican rhinos. So like they have all these like fancy horn ornaments. So instead of wasting your breath, it's called ornaments, man.
Okay. Did you tell them
Yeah.
that though?
Yeah, because as they were talking about we've got the rhinoceros. They've got really cool horn ornaments, and I was like, just ornaments. Just say ornaments, and everybody, all the devs in the chat were like, "Pog ornaments, that's it." I was like, that's my contribution.
That's your contribution.
But no, I do want to make something for the game because I love Beyond Good and Evil, and that'd be a dream to say hey, I made that.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's in the game. Even if it's some kind of bumper, because they even do that. They do bumpers for all of the radio stations and pirate radio stations that are in the game.
That'd be sick.
Even if it's a voiceover for a radio station, I don't care. I want to do something in the game.
That'd be super cool.
Yeah. And other than that, I can't think of anything else that they announced. I think they talked about more DLC for Division 2, which I'm interested in. I still really want to play that game, but I just, again, too many games to play.
Ooh.
Haven't gotten around to it. I checked the house. That was a
I
good one.
heard that one.
Yeah. That'll gonna be hard to edit that out.
Yeah.
It's still going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For Honor
other than that,
DLC,
yeah, that's-
wasn't it?
Oh yeah, For Honor. I forgot about that, but I don't play it.
Tim,
I
you were
don't-
super into that for a long time.
I was, but it was just an unbalanced piece of good game.
Because you just picked that one.
There were two
Class.
classes. It was either there. You were either there
was
was
three.
there was a knight character. Well, right, but I'm talking about the overpowered ones.
Oh.
There was either this knight chick who she had a little dagger and this other little thing, and she was just super quick and could just get she could just sidestep everything and murder you. And then there was a samurai guy who would just reflect everything and stab you. You just couldn't stop it. There was just
Nice.
those two classes reigned supreme in that game when I played it, and I just got to the point where that's all you'd see are those two classes playing the whole time. It's okay, I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely doesn't make it fun. But
No.
who knows?
Oh, and it's super pay to win. Super pay to win. Like hard, like and when I say super pay to win, I mean like to get like you could spend $1,000 in that game easily and still probably not be like have the best gear.
No, thank you.
Yeah,
Stupid.
it's super pay to win.
Yeah, I feel like I'm overlooking something too from Ubisoft, but
Me too, but I can't think of what.
I can't either. So if that's the case, we can move on to something that I can think of from Square, because they they showed off Final Fantasy VII, which, yeah, we've seen it before, but this trailer...
Oh,
wait, go ahead, Trey.
Ubisoft had their Roller Champions, which is like...
Oh, the roller derby.
Oh, yeah.
The game sucks.
Did you play it?
Yeah.
Oh.
How'd you play it?
The demo came out, like the beta for it came out
Oh.
immediately.
Didn't know that.
They're like, sign up now to play the beta, and you got in no matter what. Like,
It wasn't
you
good?
fucking played it, but it was not good, dude. Like, they're trying to Rocket League it,
Yeah?
but it's just so linear and just whack. It just, I'm hoping maybe with some updates, because it seemed like it was going to be fun. I tried it out for like 10 matches, and I was like, I cannot. This is not fun. And then Gods and Monsters was the other game. That
Yeah, that's what it was. I couldn't think of it. That actually looks sick. I'm excited for that one. Definitely that Breath of the Wild feel.
I don't know if I had Breath of the Wild feel for me,
Yeah.
but it looks pretty.
Yeah.
I'll give it that.
I like the whole mythology aspect behind it, too.
Yeah, it's cartoon Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
that'll be one I'll check out for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely gorgeous. Because
Looks like a
that's
very
what they
Trevor
closed
game.
on, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew it was
Some
forgetting
of the
something big.
people who made the original Assassin's Creed
Nice.
that are making this one,
Okay.
I think. But
Nice. I like it.
yeah, other than that, that was it.
Okay. I'm glad you...
Yeah, on to Square.
Yeah, glad you caught that, though. So, yes, moving on to Square. We were... Where were we at? Me and KB were in line... Oh, we were in the merch line for Xbox. Because I waited in line like an hour and a half to pick up Tim's stuff
Oh,
for FanFest.
I felt so bad.
No, I'm glad you got your stuff. I'm glad we got you your stuff, because I'm sure it would have sold out otherwise. Yeah, Square. Final Fantasy VII. That trailer that they showed off, we finally got Tifa. She looks awesome. That's it. That's all I have to say.
That was
That's it. That's the trailer.
Beautiful showing. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this game.
And
Like, being a Final Fantasy VII fan, this is like it's a dream. This game is legit a dream. And the fact that now they've confirmed that it's going to be over 3 games.
oh, did they?
I think is what they said.
I thought they
Either
said
3 or
2.
4. Well, the disc is 2.
Right.
It's 2 Blu-ray discs.
I heard someone say
this
2
game.
chapters though. Like this one's, like this is chapter 1, and then another, like the second half.
Oh, and then chapter 2. Well, we'll see. Whatever. I don't know. I just know that they're actually like
TBD.
fleshing out. They're fleshing out Midgar, which is going to be amazing. So everyone's like, they're always talking about like, oh, it's just going to be a Midgar game. It's just going to be all about Midgar. I'm like, yeah, give it to me. I'm for it. I want to know more about what's going on in Midgar. Like, it's the entry point into the game. It's this giant city built around basically nuclear like reactors everywhere. Like you learn about different plates in the city and all this other stuff. And then you go on to the next area, and that's it. You never revisit it until the very end of the game. And it's just like, no, like give me that. I want to know more about the city that you start off in, that builds this, that lays the foundation to the rest of the game. You know.
I love, like you were saying, Trey. I love that they're making it into a full Final Fantasy game. Like this entry part of Final Fantasy VII is going to become a full-fledged game on its own. Which that probably puts it at 30 to 50 hours.
something like that.
Right,
Yeah,
I mean,
think so.
if we're just kind of estimating, and then obviously based on how much you want to complete it, how much you want to collect and all that.
I'm gonna collect the shit out
Right.
of the game, 100%.
2 discs on Blu-ray, like that's so crazy, man.
Huge.
I would not want that on digital.
Yeah, no. I'll probably weep if I ever have to download that on
Right.
digital.
Oh man, it
But-
looks gorgeous, and I know Tim's skeptical about the combat, because Tim wants the turn-based, which I definitely empathize with. I love turn-based. I've been playing Final Fantasy VI. I love the turn-based, but I also really enjoyed Final Fantasy 15, and I'm glad to see that they're kind of merging that with 7. At least from my understanding, from my viewpoint, that's kind of how I look at it, is taking Final Fantasy 15 combat and putting it into 7.
Yeah, they're kind of blending the two because they have the action, the ATB, action battle points, whatever you want to call them. So you have a bar that'll, every time you attack, it raises up some, or if you get hit, it raises up some. So you spend those ATB bars for like big finishers or different moves. So you could be, wailing on something, and then okay, I've got Omni Slash. I'll spend all my bars to do Omni Slash, which is kind of the same as like having like the Limit Breaker. And they do have like the Punisher mode, which is just all out wailing on stuff, and then there's a tactical mode, which is like kind of like slows down time. It gives you that feeling of turn base in a way, but it's not. Obviously,
Right.
It's not going to stop time altogether. So you can be like, okay, you here, you do this here, you do this here, and then it plays out. It's just like it slows down the time that you're playing the game, so you can be like, okay, I need Bear to heal me, and then I'm gonna have Cloud do thunder on this thing, and then as that plays out, you let that happen. You can go back into tactical mode, which is it's kind of turn based still.
Yeah.
It's just slowed down action.
I'd have to watch it more.
Go.
I'd have to look. The thing that bothers me the most about Final Fantasy VII, like I can get past that, the turn-based stuff, as much as I
What
want
is it, Tim?
it to be
What bothers you
turn-based.
about Final Fantasy VII? I'm listening.
Like, here's the thing that bothers me the most. You guys are okay with paying at the very minimum right now $120 for one game. That's very minimum. If Trey's right and it's 4 games, that's $240 for literally a game that has been out already.
So here,
It's just bigger. And you're going to say, but it's big. And then I'll emphasize, Trevor, how big was WoW Vanilla when it came out? And you'll
So
say,
they're already, just from the trailers that we've seen and the gameplays that we've seen, they're already changing story elements to the game.
But it's still, the core story is still the same, right? Like, I mean, it's still Final Fantasy VII. This is still a game. And even if it's different, let's say it's a brand new game, right? Let's just take out the fact that it's already been made. It's still twice as much as what any game comes out right now. And you're just okay with it. Like, I'm not okay with that. They're
so-
getting away with it because they know their fans are just like, yeah, who cares?
I don't know, the way that I view it, it's no different than buying generic game 1 and then you buy the sequel generic game 2. Like you're just buying an addition to the story, right? So like if they're saying that this
Wait,
what?
I'm trying to think. So what's that baseline price that you're talking about, Tim?
$60 for part 1, for chapter 1.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
That's $60 for chapter 1.
But if
I
it's,
mean, look,
if
y'all
it's gonna be
enjoy.
yeah,
but
but if it's gonna
when
be a full
games-
game, I'm 100% okay with that.
When games start doing this more often, I'm going to point at you two and be like, y'all are the reasons this happened because you guys
I
support this
don't even
crap.
want to talk about how much money I've spent on World of Warcraft.
I have put over $1,200 into World of Warcraft over the
Mm-hmm.
past 14 years, and I'm okay with that.
Well, I mean, that's fine. Those are different. WoW 1, WoW came out. WoW came out, right?
Yeah.
Game was probably 60 day, maybe 50 back then. Who the hell knows? Big game. Probably bigger than what Final Fantasy VII is, right? Big game.
Okay,
it
moving
came out.
past that, what's your
It's
point?
an issue and it needs to be addressed.
What's your point?
My point is, it's not good that people are just okay with that. That's my point.
No, where are you getting at with comparing it to WoW? That's where I'm not following.
Because, like, the main argument you kept talking to me when I was bringing this up at E3 was how big the game is. It's a full game.
Yeah.
Okay. But like, you can't just say how big. You can't just compare it for how big the game is, because like, there's so many games that you can put way more hours in a game compared to like that. So like, I don't know. I don't like the fact that A, it's a game that's already been out. B, that you're getting chapter 1 and they're charging $60 for it. Like, it's shitty in my opinion, but that's my opinion. No one else.
Well, who knows
that. Trust me,
how much the sequel is going to be, or this next chapter is
That's
going to
true.
be.
Maybe it'll be free.
Because maybe now that the base game is there, all the assets are in the game, the engine's already in the game, everything is basically in the game already. Maybe these next chapters, it's like an expansion price, or maybe it is a free update. We don't know.
That's true.
We don't know until that happens.
That's true.
It is interesting that they haven't gone over that, or at least if they have, nothing that I've seen. Because I feel like that would be one of the, like, it's definitely one of our biggest questions. Like, what's this pricing structure look like? What's the chapter structure look like? And maybe they don't have that because they don't know how many chapters they have built. So maybe that's why they haven't discussed it. Like, they don't know how many they're going to break it up into. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not disagreeing with you 100%, Tim. I see where you're coming from. I just think we need more information from Square before we...
Right. I'm certainly worried, but I will shell out the money for it.
Yeah. Like I
love Final Fantasy VII.
You want to charge me $60 and there's 4 chapters total? All right, here's my money. That's fine. Whatever. We'll make it work. I would definitely be the person that would. But I get what you're saying, Tim. I wouldn't want that to change the way that and I don't think it would. I don't think it would change a whole lot, but it's definitely a scary precedent if we did kind of see that pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So moving past 7, we also got news that 8 is being remastered. So there was that.
I don't care. 8, and everyone, I don't even know why people are freaking out about it, because 8 sucked. Like, the characters are cool. 8 is probably the worst fucking Final Fantasy game out there. The characters are cool. The story was shit. But that's it.
That is
I don't know.
At HeyTrey Live from For All Mankind, just in case you want to provide your comments towards that.
Dude, you could ask
any
of my friends that have played that game knows that game sucked. But the character design, great. Music, pretty good. Combat, meh. Story, hot garbage. Card game that's in the game, solid. Other than that, I don't care.
So all your friends that play it who don't like it, is that because if someone said it did like it, you just unfriended them right there? Like, that's why you don't have friends that played it and liked it?
I mean, you can unfriend me if from me hearing this. Like, I know Catherine, she's probably going to give me shit if she listens to this podcast, because it's like, I'll say it, dude. Like, 8 is garbo, man.
Well,
but I don't understand why people are freaking out about it. That's the only thing that I don't understand. Everyone, like, legit, people were like messaging me. They're like, "Oh my god, Final Fantasy 8." I'm like, okay, but 7, though?
Right?
Crystal Chronicles, though, like, excuse me.
Yeah, I was disappointed in that for sure. Where's my Crystal Chronicles news? Where's my release date?
What? They announced it.
They didn't give it a release date. They just said like fall this year.
Mm-hmm.
I want a date.
That's announcement. That's good enough for me.
I need to know.
We have it on PS4. We have it on the Switch, and I didn't even know that it's coming to mobile.
I didn't know that either.
Awesome.
I mean, that's definitely getting it for the Switch for sure.
Oh, free.
Right.
Easily. Easily. That's a no-brainer.
Yeah, man, I'm so excited just thinking about that. That's going to be so fun.
It's going to be fun, man. Line them up. Line up the circles. Line
up the
circles.
Oh my gosh. Me and Trey had so much fucking fun with that game.
It's a dumb amount of fun with that game, dude.
I remember, I don't know if you remember this, Trey, but a quick side story about Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. We were over at my house, my parents' house. It was me, you, and my girlfriend at the time. We were playing Crystal Chronicles, and she did something that basically got us all killed, and I said, "I hate you," just like in a joking way. I was like, "Oh, I hate you." And she ended up crying, and it was super awkward because Trey's just sitting there. Oh, man.
Oh, I think I remember that.
It
Oh,
some sort of party that everyone was over for.
yeah, I forget. I think it's probably like 4th of July or something like
Yeah,
that.
something crazy like that. We're just playing, and all of a sudden I
think I
just look
remember that.
over and. So
Just tears. I'm like,
we gonna keep playing?
Anyways,
Just kidding. I'm not that heartless. Avengers. Avengers was next.
Eh.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of the consensus there. I think
it's
everyone
just-
was super excited to see it, and then we finally saw it, and everyone's just kind of like,
But we didn't see it at the same time. Like, we saw a cinematic.
there was some
it
gameplay
looked,
peppered in
yeah,
there.
it looked.
Was there?
Some of it looked like
Yeah.
gameplay to me, but I don't know. I could be wrong. Like some of the fights, some of the fight scenes looked like they were gameplay.
Okay.
Like when the Hulk came down, and he's running across the bridge. That was gameplay.
Okay.
But yeah, just I think because everyone expects to see like Robert Downey Jr., Scarlett Johansson. That's so ingrained in us now that when we see these characters in like a realistic take, it's a little weird.
Yeah,
I don't think it's fair to judge
it's
the
not
game
them.
off that though either.
it's
Like,
not.
But that's all that I'm saying. I think that's what
He's saying
people are seeing it and they're like, eh. But the gameplay wise, to me, it looks to me like it might be a little linear. I'm not too sure. How
I still have
like
more
the,
questions.
The multiplayer. Yeah, I have a lot of questions. Exactly. I just don't know how the gameplay is going to be exactly.
So I reached out to someone, Trey, one of my friends that plays Final Fantasy. I asked him where Final Fantasy VIII ranks. He says, in terms of the main line ones I've played, it's towards the bottom. So, there you go, folks. I needed to reach out to someone to get some verification. But yeah, I don't think it's fair to compare it to the MCU. I think at this point we've been watching these movies for 10 years. It's hard to see them differently.
Right.
Like it's definitely an adjustment, but
Right.
you have to understand that like that's not the only way that you can enjoy those characters.
No, I mean it's not. I just think that's what people think in my brain. That's what people are
Oh, for
thinking.
sure.
That
No,
they're
I'm
like,
with you.
I see, Black Widow, and people are immediately going to think Scarlett Johansson because we've
Exactly.
seen her as Black Widow for 10
Yeah.
years, and then when you put a realistic take into a video game, like what they did, they're like, okay,
Like,
this is
why
Scarlett
doesn't
Johansson. I
that
need to
look like
separate
Scarlett
these two.
Johansson? I don't understand.
Exactly, like I need to separate these two.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'll say it looks pretty.
Yeah.
The storyline that they have built out looks cool. Taskmaster, I'm all for that.
Yeah, that'll be sick. This
And the fact that they already said like all the characters that are coming out and all the maps and stories that are coming out are free.
really. Wait, maps?
Or they said like I think they said like storyline stuff would be free. Or maybe just the characters. I could be wrong there. But if the characters for sure they said are going to be free.
But we still don't know what it plays like. And again, this is when we were at FanFest, so we didn't actually see the conference. Did they say what it actually plays like?
They said it's a action game.
Okay, so they didn't say
So
like if it's gonna play like Ultimate Alliance or anything like that.
no, they didn't say anything like
Okay.
that. No. But yeah, they're saying that the characters are going to be free. I forget what they said about story, but they actually like, announced. Oh no, that's for Ultimate Alliance. Never mind. But the characters are going to be free. I know that for sure. And they said that they're going to have more news soon-ish, and they said specifically for PlayStation people to be excited. And in my mind's eye, I'm thinking that they're going to do a video game cinematic universe.
I would love that.
Like a Marvel video game universe, because if they're saying that PlayStation's getting some special stuff, that means that I'm hoping they're going to incorporate Marvel Spider-Man into that, like
Yeah. I wonder how.
into that universe, because that's going to be cool.
Yeah.
That's going to be awesome.
And that'll be just as I feel like that'll be just as muddy as the movies are. You know how like Sony has Spider-Man and I would love to see that though. I would love to see, especially if they're from different developers, because that kind of makes it even more fun. Like Activision worked on Spider-Man. Now we've got Square on this Avengers game.
Yeah.
And it, not to say they would have to work together, but allowing like Activision allowing Square to use that specific Spider-Man in their games. Like they can still like
Yeah.
they'll still create like their own models for him and everything, but that version of New York and that version of Spider-Man exists in this universe.
Yeah. I'm hoping that's what's
That
gonna
would be
happen.
so cool.
'Cause I think that would be so legit.
Yeah, I agree. That would be sick.
Just have this giant overarching story, just like they did for the MCU. I'd love to see an MGU,
MGU.
Marvel Games
Yep.
Universe.
Anything else that they mentioned?
Last Remnant Remastered coming out for the Switch. I think it's actually already out. Trials of Mana, Collection of Mana, is out. Game called Scarlet Grace and Romancing Saga. Those are kind of some old RPGs that have been kind of fan favorites,
Okay.
but that's out. Or gonna be out. Dragon Quest Builders 2.
Oh yeah.
And technically they announced it in the Nintendo show, but Dragon Quest 11 is going to be able to play like an old style of Dragon Quest games within Dragon Quest 11. So Dragon Quest 11 is going to be more of like that action RPG, almost like Tales of Symphonia kind of gameplay, but you'll be able to play in the old style of the other games as well, with like sprites and stuff, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
hmm
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
But that's, I mean,
That's
for the most part,
about
that's it. They announced more stuff for like the Final Fantasy Brave Exvius or Exvius. That's getting a sequel. It's a mobile Final Fantasy game. But
Oh yeah, I think
it's pretty much. It.
yeah, because the beta was open in Japan or something. Yeah, because that looked like a tactics game, didn't it? Is that what I'm thinking of?
Yes.
Hmm.
But that's
Okay.
it. That was it for Square.
Well, if that's the case, I guess we'll finish it off strong with a Nintendo then, right?
Yeah.
So we unfortunately had to watch it on Tim's iPad. We couldn't get it to work on the Apple TV in our Airbnb. So
No,
it was
that
the
sucks.
three of us crowded around Tim's iPad. But it was
Good thing
kind of
I brought
nice
that.
because we didn't have to like get ready for the day. We're all just getting out of bed, just like ready for Nintendo. It's gonna be awesome. But it was strong, man. They had a strong show this year.
Very strong
Very
show.
excited. So maybe I don't know how I want to kick this off. So I want to talk about the games that we played. So you guys might have seen our quick little reviews of some of the games we got hands on with E3, but
Yeah, I like those a lot.
they were actually pretty fun, and it just kind of we were just chilling in the room, and it just kind of came to us. But the first one we did, so day one we played. We waited in line for Luigi's Mansion 3, which
Yeah, we did.
honestly, probably an hour and a half. It wasn't a terrible
wasn't
line at
bad.
all. But the way they had it set up was so cool. You go inside this haunted mansion that they have set up. There's like holograms of ghosts flying around. Got different sound effects, bats
It
and
was super
spiders.
cool.
Yeah,
It looked
it
really
was
cool.
it was awesome. But the game itself plays really well. I'm kind of in alignment with Tim to where I really enjoyed the one on GameCube. The one on 3DS just didn't have the same feel for whatever reason. But the one on number 3, it definitely makes me feel of that original Luigi's Mansion. And I love that they're doing it in a hotel because I feel like that opens up so much, like all kinds of different themes and different kinds of rooms that they'll be able to do.
Yeah.
And they're bringing back portrait ghosts, like the ones that were in the.
Oh, nice.
So I think that'll be really cool. That was one
those
of
were scary in the original.
right. I'm excited for that, and the new mechanics like the plunger that you pull on, and Gooigi, of course, the internet's new favorite fetish. I don't know. What do you think,
So
Tim?
bad.
I thought it was really good. It played well. It was fun. It was very colorful. It was vibrant. The only issue I had was just the right stick. Like
That's true.
Having to use that to aim is kind of funky because we're in a maybe back then on the GameCube it was just fine because it was what it was. But like we've come such a long way with how games operate and work that it was kind of funky because like if you're like trying to suck up a ghost, you have to like you have to do. I don't know what you do. I remember you had to like take your hand off a button of some sort to move that stick around to aim. It was very. It felt just out of place.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was fun.
And who knows? Maybe there's a controller setting for that.
Right. Very possible.
That either we didn't catch, like just because we were in there to do the demo and that was it.
Right.
Or maybe it'll be in there at launch. But yeah, it definitely felt weird. So that was our day one experience. Our day two experience was really just me, because
Trevor.
That's when Tim went to go play Gears. But I waited in line for about 4.5 hours, I think is what it came out to for Link's Awakening.
That's why I went to go play Gears.
Yeah. So and to be,
don't blame you, Tim.
Yeah, I don't blame Tim at all. Because we made that very clear, that we want everyone to do their own thing. So I wanted to invest my time into Link's Awakening, because I'm sure you've heard me say it before. It holds a special place in my heart. First game I ever owned. Really excited for it. So after waiting those 4.5 hours, got up to play it. I don't think I stopped smiling the whole time. Like it plays
That's
so
good.
well. Very true to the original, down to like the environmental details, the sounds, but everything's just been remastered in this cute polished design. We had 15 minutes on the demo. Well, and whenever we called it a demo, they were like, no, it's not a demo. Like, this is the full game you can do. Like, the game is open. So once I heard that, I challenged myself to see. Yeah. I was like, okay, let's see how much I can remember. So I was like 1 or 2 rooms away from the final boss of the first dungeon, which was pretty cool. Like, it was cool to see how much my brain actually remembers from like these rooms in the dungeon and stuff. But I had a really fun time with it. I'm excited to get hands-on with it in September. I think it's going to play very well, and I'm excited to see more on the additional features. I talked about all this in my little mini review too, but excited to see more on the dungeon creator thing, and to see what they include from the DX version, which was the remake for Game Boy Color. But yeah, that was my experience with it, and we got a cute little keychain for it. We got it.
I still think the art style throws me off a little bit. Like, it's definitely like, it's very stylish, very polished. It's very Nintendo. I love it. But like that first trailer where it was like anime as all can be, and I was like, oh, this is about to be sick. This is about to be so dope. And then it goes into like that very polished toy style. I'm like, okay, you got me, Nintendo. But I'll still probably play it.
I like, because it's. I mean, Link's Awakening is that top-down view no matter what, right? So it goes very well with that top-down view. It's like, how do we make a top-down view game look better? Well, let's just add a little toyness to it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks good. I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with it. Like, it grew on me as I watched it more. But after that first trailer, I was like, ooh, it's about to be anime. Let's go. And then it didn't. I was like,
yeah. So that's to look like Dragon Ball Fighters.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I would lose my bananas for that.
Yeah, I just appreciated the attention to detail. Like even going through the Lost Woods, like every enemy was in the same place. I don't know. It was so cool. And so that was day 2, and then day 3 we both waited in line together again for Pokemon, which
we did.
That was probably an hour. Like, if that.
Yeah,
that line went by super quick.
Oh, wow.
So they had a cool setup, too. Not that Zelda didn't. Zelda had these little dioramas, whatever you call them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where they had just all these little figures set up. It was cool looking, but Pokemon had, like, a whole gym set up. So that was really sick.
Yep.
Like, they had it set up like...
super cool.
Nessa, who is my new favorite gym leader. She's awesome. They had it set up like her water gym, and going into it, I thought that we just did the gym battle, and that was it. Like we have the one fight, and then we're done. We got up there, and they were like, "Yeah, you're actually going to go through the whole gym, so you're going to be solving the puzzle, fighting the trainers along the way." We're like, "Oh shit! Like we actually get a full thing."
Cool. That's cool.
So just going into it, it's typical Pokemon gym, right? Just big environmental puzzles. Pretty straightforward, nothing insanely complex. But they start you off they kind of threw you a softball, because the first person in the water gym uses a Vulpix, I think is what it was. And the first Pokemon in your party is a Sobble. So they're kind of giving you that, hey, you're a water Pokemon, here's a fire Pokemon, here's, just kind of getting you used to it.
No, I want to use this other one.
Which that was the one thing that threw me off. They didn't allow you any menus at all. Like you couldn't rearrange your party or so that so weren't able to rearrange, or else I wouldn't have had Sobble as my first because he's water versus water.
Actually, just no menus in the game at all. There are no menus.
Right, no menus at all.
I mean, from the menus that they showed, I mean, it looked clean.
Oh my gosh,
wait till you
look so clean.
Bro,
the battle interface was so clean.
The battle interface is so good.
So good.
Yeah.
So you go through, right? You're going through battles, but then you solve the final puzzle and you go to the final gym leader. You walk through this tunnel, and there's a whole you just walk through, and this whole stadium. Like it just has this super epic feel to it. Like it makes me feel like how the anime did. Like watching that, how it's like a huge thing and it's a stadium, and that's how it feels. You definitely feel that feeling that you're doing something huge, and that's amplified when you use Dynamax, which
Dynamax was crazy.
I'll be honest. At first, when I saw Dynamax, I'm like, all right, it's like they're big Pokemon. It's cool, whatever. Like I wasn't really sold on it. Man, and it could have just been because we were at E3 and it's the first time we were hands-on with it, but Dynamax felt sick. So you get 3 turns to Dynamax a Pokemon. You only get 1 per battle, and you only get to use it in stadium environments. So it's not like you're just like out in the wild fighting youngster Joey. It's only in
Dynamax my Rattata.
Right. Nothing like that. So only in probably gyms, Elite Four, and then whatever kind of big battle.
That makes sense.
Raid fights.
And the raids, of course. So I think me and Tim both Dynamaxed the same Pokemon. We both Dynamaxed Corviknight, the bird, steel bird.
Course.
Which was sick. So I waited. So I killed or fainted Goldeen. So it's a Goldeen and a Dreadnought were the 2 Pokemon that were used. So easy enough to use Grookey and knock out the Goldeen. And then I know a lot of people went with the new electric Corgi, which is Yamper, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm. Yamper.
But I decided I wanted to use Corviknight because Corviknight's so sick looking.
Super cool.
So we both did Corviknight.
He's really cool.
So the way that Dynamax works, like I said, 3 turns with that Pokemon, and the other trainer, they will Dynamax at that point in time as well. So it's basically just a 3-turn Kaiju battle, and what it does, it changes your 4 moves, and it changes them based on the type. So if you have all 4, we'll say in this case Steel moves, you really only have the 1 move, because that's all it pulls from. So it was it calls it Max Steel, Max Flying. They have fancy names, but
Max Thunder.
Yeah, so they have cooler names than that, but that's what it boils down to. So the Steel one, you use it and it increases your defense. They use the Water one and it makes basically it's like a Rainy Day, or not Rainy Day.
Weather effect.
What's it called? The move.
Weather effect?
Rain. Is that?
Is it?
Rainy Day?
Rainy Day.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
So some of them cause weather effects. I know the Thunder one will cause a lightning weather effect. The Fire one causes Sunny Day. I feel like those aren't right, and I'm just fucking that up. Regardless, so some of them have stat enhancements. Some of them have weather effects. So it's really cool to see these giant attacks have such a big impact on. This water attack was so huge that it makes the whole stadium rain. And same when the attacks hit, so these attacks are really well animated. And seeing Corviknight get hit with that water blast and he's just falling backwards in this cool animation made it feel made the fight feel a lot more epic.
That's cool.
It was super cool.
Anything that I might have missed on, Tim, with Pokemon? I know I just kind of rambled a bit there.
I mean, other than the stadium fight, like when we watched like the little like preview of it, like seeing like a Machoke was kind of terrifying.
Oh my gosh!
Like,
in the what do they call that? It's like they have a name for it, but it's basically when you're out in the
they're just
world,
wandering around, right? Kind of like they were in Go, right? But it's different than what it was because when you're playing Let's Go, like you still have that top-down view,
yeah,
right? So you still have that top-down view. Well, you don't have that top-down view in this. It's like over the shoulder almost or whatever. Like it's fucking it's
third person, man.
It's terrifying. But like honestly, the simple fact that you can move the camera makes all the difference in the world. Like it really does. Like that's such a huge aspect to the game that makes it just more vibrant, more pretty because it just is. Like you can see this world now and not just from a top-down view. It's crazy.
And I don't know if you caught this, Tim. It's only for those big outside areas.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Cool. Which makes sense, right? Like,
right.
I would say it would make for some pretty cool like puzzle solving if you can move the camera.
It would, but you definitely could not do that in the gym fight.
Yeah. But yeah, the raids look cool. There were quite a lot of them, surprisingly. Like I remember
in that one area,
we were watching the direct, and there were all these beams, and I kept going back to that. I'm like, tell us what the beams are, and they kept going like, oh, and this is where you can go over here, and oh, look, there's a Machoke. You can go catch this Pokemon. I'm like, no, tell me about the beams. What are the beams? Right. So that'll be fun, and the fact that wireless people can see each other, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So if we're like all playing in the same house, like we could just see each other.
Yeah, which is sick. And I like you can use the little.
I'm moving in, guys. That's what it.
That's
took.
all it took. Well, shit. So very excited to get more hands on that.
Yep.
I think we should touch on it because it is such a controversial thing. The national decks. So
I don't have a problem with it.
Okay, so
I don't care.
For those, I'm sure that most Pokemon fans are aware, but they announced that only the Pokemon that appear in the Galar decks, so however many that'll be, only those Pokemon are going to be able to be transferred from your other games. So if you put in all your Pokemon into Pokemon Home, the only ones you can move over to Sword and Shield are the ones that appear in that Pokedex. And this upset quite a few people, mainly collectors, because they feel that they can't catch them all at that point.
Trevor had a good Fallout 76 moment, like I did. Like when I watched everyone just bash 76 for no reason. Trevor had that same feeling watching people bash this for no reason.
I mean, to me, or at least the way that a lot of people are going about it, it's very toxic. Like it
is.
They're basically just like they're saying how much like I'm canceling my pre-order for this game. I'm never buying a Pokemon game again. This is trash. How could you do this, Game Freak? You guys are awful. Whereas like it's okay to be critical if you're doing it in a constructive way, right? Like you can definitely provide that feedback in a different manner. And if you want to provide that feedback by not buying the game, then that's a perfectly okay way to do it. But you don't have to. There are real people making these games. You don't have to go and like, and basically just I don't know. It's just been very toxic from what I've seen.
And it's just like, guys, I'm excited about. Actually, I'm probably pumped that they did that more than that they didn't, because now I'm forced to make a new team, and I'm okay with that. It gives me the reason to experiment. Right. You're not gonna have these overpowered combos. You're not gonna have this like, well, if I don't have this Pokemon set up, I can't be competitive because that's still the best team in the whole entire game. Like you don't have that. It's all gonna be fresh. It's gonna be new now. Like how do people not want to embrace that? It just blows my mind.
So in my mind, because the main people I've seen are collectors, right? Because they feel that they can't
their Pokemon's not disappearing,
right? So that maybe that, and it could just be me not understanding what they're most upset about. But for me, if you're a collector, you have everyone in your Pokemon home still, so they'll be available for future games. And I think the most important thing about this, we don't know what their plans are. We don't know if this is going to come in a future update, because they even said specifically that they don't have that. They don't have any. Anything to announce on that yet, so it could come in. It could just be an update, but even if it's not, in future games, we know that they're going to rotate those Pokemon out. Because when we're closing in on 1,000 Pokemon, we have to accept that we have some balancing that we have to take a look at, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Especially for a competitive standpoint, you know?
Right. And like, why? Okay, if you're a collector of Pokemon, what's the number one reason to be a collector? So you can show off your Pokemon, I assume, right? Like, hey, look at my awesome Pokemon roster, blah, 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 right? Well, because of Pokemon Home and the app that's going to be associated with it, you don't have to bring your damn Switch to do that. You can just be like, here it is. This is my collect. Like, why? Why? There's no reason other than the fact that people just want to bitch. That's it.
Yep.
So I don't know. I always try and see both sides, right? I never want to be one-sided. So this one I feel like it's just become so toxic. Like there's the hashtag, if you search for the hashtag like bring back national decks, there's some pretty hurtful stuff. Now there's been some nice ones, like, oh, every Pokemon is someone's favorite, and it's all this like fan art of like people with these Pokemon that no one really like cares about, and they're just trying to emphasize like, hey, don't leave out my favorite Pokemon, but there's over 100 like.
There's 700.
Like I can almost guarantee you that Nidoking isn't going to be in it, and you know what? It sucks.
Heracross won't be in there
because we have
I
knows
accepted the fact.
who knows how many Pokemon are going to be in this next one. We don't know what this next generation of Pokemon are going to bring.
And it might be super.
They could
cool.
be, they could bring 100 more. They could bring 50 more. Whatever the case is, we have a whole new decks to fill out.
Yep.
We don't know what the future is for this game. This is going to be the first Pokemon game with DLC.
Yep. So
They could easily be like, okay, boom, this is a Kanto expansion.
Stop.
Boom, this
Stop.
is a Johto expansion.
Don't give me hope.
It's going to be that
Don't give
easy.
me hope.
You know what I mean? Like, they have the ability to do that.
Yep.
That would bring in the national decks. Stop bitching, people.
Thank you, Trey.
It's not that
That's the
serious.
thing.
It's fucking Pokemon.
Yep.
Get over yourself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fam stands with Game Freak.
I also don't want to be toxic the other way either. I don't know. I don't want people to be mean. Just be nice about it.
If the world was a perfect place, it wouldn't be fun.
Right.
I just don't want people to, I don't know, enjoy it. Like, enjoy it for what it is, right? Enjoy this new team. Enjoy your collection in Pokemon Home. And
Exactly.
if you feel that strongly about it, vote with your wallet, right?
Right.
I mean, if that's the case,
Don't buy
then they'll see that in their numbers. They'll see that it's dropped, and I don't know. I feel
They
like
won't. Those same people will buy it. I guarantee 90% of people bitching about it will buy it.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
For sure.
But
They're
yes.
like, oh, my friends are playing it.
I guess
That's
I'll play this
Pokemon.
awful
That's what
game
I'm
that doesn't have the full Pokedex.
Right.
I don't know. I won't go too far into it, because I don't want to be toxic either, and I feel like I'm starting to get there. So yeah, next, Animal Crossing, the thing that I know I wanted to see the most. Tim can speak from as a witness that definitely freaked out.
He held my leg.
I did. I was very excited
during the whole announcement thing of it.
So I'm okay that it's pushed back. I'll just get that out of the way. Take the time that you need, get that Nintendo polish. And
There's lots of things coming out this
I
year.
like that they announced that they pushed it back because they didn't want to put that crunch on the employees. I love that because I feel like we always hear articles of games that they're put under that crunch, and then they're working like 60-hour work weeks with no overtime, and I'm glad that Nintendo takes their employees' health into consideration. So yes, push it back to March, perfectly fine. I like the concept. So I think they've done a good job of mixing it up. It's not just, all right, here's a town, expand your house. Last time we were a mayor, whereas before we were just a villager. Now we're on a desert island, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
We're explorers. We're colonizers.
Oh God, no. Well, shit, that just threw me off.
I mean,
I hope that's not the case. So Tom Nook sets you up on this island, this island adventure. I don't know what you'd call it, but you kind of start from scratch, which I think is cool. You don't even start with a house. You start by gathering sticks and stuff and you put together a tent. And from there, I assume you build up your house and other people build up their houses. And before you know it, your island is kind of its own colonized. Jesus.
What?
So I'm excited to see what this entails, because we definitely saw some cool new features like outside furniture, the crafting system, the pole vaulting thing, going over the river with the pole. So definitely some new features, but definitely a lot of unanswered questions as well. Like how far can we expand this island? Can we add on to this island? How, like, what are our limits as far as
what's multiplayer?
Yeah, like what can we landscape? And as far as multiplayer goes, because they showed the 8 characters together at the end, we know that we can have up to 8 people on an island at once, which is awesome.
But how does it work?
Yeah.
How does it work?
Yeah, we don't really have the hows.
So many answers. There's so many questions, not enough answers.
But
Right.
I'm okay because I'm sure we'll have a specific Animal Crossing Direct before the end of the year, and we'll get answers to at least some of those questions. But overall, I thought it was awesome. Definitely excited.
Oh yeah, Animal Crossing looks fantastic.
It looks super cool. I'm excited.
It wasn't what I expected. I definitely wouldn't have called an island. Like, I don't think any of us kind of saw that coming. So that I like being caught off guard. It was cool.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks solid, man.
Yep.
Anything that I might have missed? Anything you guys are excited to see?
Not that. I mean, I just want the multiplayer to be cool. I hope they add it. That's the thing.
For Animal Crossing, like specifically, or are you talking about Nintendo in general?
Yeah, Animal Crossing specifically. I know what you need to talk about.
Okay. Okay. All right.
I mean,
anyways, continue. Next.
No, that's fine. Since you kind of brought it up, Trey. So Trey has been waiting a long time for a Smash character. So I'm glad to see that Dragon Quest finally made it into Smash.
yes.
Let's go. Let's go. Trey, what do you have to say?
And all the freaking, like, Echo Fighters. Best announcement.
Trey, I'll let you take over from here, because I know you've got your heart is definitely with Smash.
Insert Trey clip.
Yeah.
Insert clip.
Yeah.
Just right here.
Right.
So we got 2 Smash announcements, right?
Correct. Yes, we got 2 new fighters. So we've got, of course, the Luminary from Dragon Quest XI, which is the new character in the latest entry of Dragon Quest. But also his alternates are the heroes of the past Dragon Quest games, which is pretty cool. I kind of like that. I'm sure he'll have like his base colors that'll be different, and then like the alternate costumes will be the other heroes. But if it's like 8 different heroes from all the other Dragon Quests, that's going to be legit. That's going to be so badass. Cool. And then we got my long-awaited character that I've been wanting since Melee. Banjo Kazooie is on Smash Bros. Ultimate. I was screaming. I lost my voice for a hot minute. I'm pretty sure I cried a little bit. Oh my god, he looks so good.
What was your reaction when it was a Duck Hunt troll?
I screamed.
Are you kidding me? It was awesome.
Yeah. If you want to see the clip, you can find it, I'm sure, somewhere. But yeah, that was my biggest reaction of all of E3 was Banjo, because that was it. That was it for me. Like, as soon as the puzzle piece flew in into Donkey Kong's room, I lost it. I was up in my chair, like I was hooting and hollering, I was dancing, everything. The troll got me, dude.
Yeah,
dude. Nintendo's trolls are so good. They've gotten you and
solid.
Trevor so far, like
because they know that people want these things.
The Animal Crossing will forever piss me off, even though it ended up being what I wanted. I was bitter,
dude. They got you.
I was bitter for a hot minute. I was like, I can't even be excited that Isabel's in the game right now because I'm too busy being pissed.
Yeah. Oh, I was so happy that Banjo got announced, dude. Yeah. He looks so good. They even showed gameplay for like each character. They both look really cool. Like Dragon Quest has like the B, I think it's his B button, his neutral B. You select the different attacks. They're chargeable, which looks pretty cool. He's got a sword and shield style kind of gameplay. And then Banjo, Kazooie, obviously they use each other for different attacks. A lot of his moves are very iconic from the game. His up B is literally like the springboard jump that Banjo gets, or Kazooie gets with Banjo when they fly up from off the pad. It just looks so good. Everything about it, like the music was phenomenal. The character model looks awesome. Animations are beautiful. I'm so excited. Fall 2019 cannot be here fast enough. I am mastering that character. That is my main period. I don't care who anyone else. Like Zero got excited. He's like, "This is like the first game I ever played on, Nintendo 64." I was like, "Boy, I don't care. You ain't picking my character. This is my character. No one's picking him. Sakurai did this for me, okay? Not anyone else. For me. I love Banjo. Oh, I cannot wait."
So how many slots does that leave on the battle pass then? Just one left? There were
Right?
five.
Because
There were five total. But Piranha Plant wasn't included.
Yeah, so we got... Right, so Joker, Banjo, and...
So we got two
Luminary,
left.
or the hero.
Nice.
Two left.
Cool.
Nice. But that's obviously going to go into next year.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
For winter, and then probably spring, and then if we get more DLC for the game, then we'll get another battle pass, or Fighters Pass.
Another
We'll see.
season? Is that what Street Fighter calls them?
Another season.
Yeah,
Yes.
That'd be cool.
Street Fighter. Ugh.
Yeah, that covers all the conferences, at least the ones that we watched. Right?
Dude, No More Heroes 3?
Oh yeah, that was big.
Astral Chain?
I
Looks
still haven't
amazing.
seen any. Like I watched for Astral Chain, but I need to look more into that because I didn't know that it's the same people that made Nier.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Bayonetta. It's Platinum
Yeah,
Games.
I didn't know, so I'm definitely excited to look more into that. I might even just say fucking and get Fire Emblem.
Yeah, dude. I'm going to get it. This one looks pretty cool.
I might. Yeah.
I heard the last one was pretty good too. I never got around
I've
to it.
never
but,
played a Fire Emblem game.
Dude, Fire Emblem was pretty cool. If you like tactics games, you'll
Smash Brothers Melee was my first Fire Emblem game.
Yeah, that's everybody's first Fire Emblem game. Like Fire Emblem, the anime was my first Fire Emblem game.
What else?
And then we got Resident Evil 5 and 6.
Oh
for
yeah,
Switch.
Tim was like,
Biggest
Tim
fucking-
was excited for a second. Then he's like, "Oh, it's just 5 and 6 on the Switch," and then they're like 5 and 6 coming to the Switch.
Yep.
He was.
Fucking
I mean, 5 would be fun. 6 I don't care about.
5 would be okay. I mean, I guess it gives those people a chance to play it, so I'm not upset about that. But like,
It's on the go, man. You can take these games on the go.
I mean, at this point, I'm just gonna own them all just to have the collection on the go. Like,
Yeah.
Like, and even then, I'm just like, okay, whatever. Whatever.
It's
Yeah,
Cadence
I was
of
just about to say, I forgot all about
It's
that.
actually pretty good.
Cadence of Hyrule was really good.
Yeah. So much for you being a Zelda fan.
I forgot all about it.
Wow,
I'm kidding. Anyways.
that's fair. That's fair feedback. What else?
And then they actually showed the Ultimate Alliance 3.
Oh yeah,
They announced the DLC for that. So Fantastic Four, X-Men, and was it the Inhumans? But the DLC will be
Okay.
for that. That looks pretty cool. And Mario and Sonic at the Tokyo Olympics.
at the Olympics. They had rock climbing at E3 for that.
They did.
Yeah.
Did they? That's awesome. I mean, those games are always pretty fun. I think they're pretty sleeper party games that no one ever plays. But
Yeah.
they're pretty fun. I enjoy them. Anything else? for you
No, I
guys?
don't think so. I mean,
That's all I got.
it was a good E3,
Yeah, it was fun.
and we don't even have to talk about who won because we won as the gamers. Yay!
Nintendo won.
Banjo wins.
Banjo and Smash. Banjo wins.
Yeah, it was a good E3. Definitely had lots of good pictures. Got good hands-on demos. met up with some friends. So hopefully,
Yeah.
Oh shit! You know what we didn't talk about? We didn't talk about what's that Miyazaki and
Elden Ring.
George R. R. Martin
Shit.
game? Yeah, Elden Ring.
I mean, there's not much to talk about yet. So like,
I mean, the trailer made it look very pretty.
it looks great. I hear it's going to be. Trevor said, according to some article, it's going to be closer to Dark Souls than both Bloodborne and whatever. Sekiro, which I'm super interested in the game. I am, but I haven't seen enough. I need to see more before I can say anything.
Yeah, Dying Light 2.
Yeah, I'm excited about that kind of.
It's pretty. Kind of interesting. I think the art style is kind of like it's like very subtle cell shading from what I could tell.
Yeah.
Which I'm all for.
Yeah.
Panzer Dragoon remake. For people who like that, the better Star Fox game currently, to me, I think. And then Phantasy Star Online too, you guys. That was like one of my first online games ever.
Big game.
Pretty sick.
Tales of Arise. How did I forget that?
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that was gorgeous.
Well, shit. Now we're coming full circle all the way back to fucking Microsoft right at the end.
Oh yeah, and then Konami's huge announcement. TurboGrafx Mini.
Well, that's all the time we have today.
Alright.
But yeah, we're definitely over on time.
Yeah,
that's
it.
pretty
much it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that wraps up E3 2019. Hopefully it'll be all three of us next year. And luckily it is happening next year. They did confirm that when we left.
They did.
So hopefully it'll be all three of us
Thanks
next
for
year. I'm sure next year will be huge with the consoles coming out in a couple months after that. But until then, we'll just kind of keep up with the rest of 2019. Lots of good games coming out this year, and early next year is already looking pretty heavy. So we've got our work cut out for us.
Yeah. Yeah, November's going to be expensive.
Yeah.
Be on the lookout. Wallet Watch.
Right.
November
Wallet
2019.
Watch. So appreciate you guys listening. As always, if you want to catch us on any platform, you can catch us on Spotify, iTunes, Google, and YouTube. YouTube is a video as well. We appreciate any comments or reviews you guys have for us. So if you have any feedback or anything you'd like to hear us talk about on the next episodes, definitely let us know. We'd be happy to hear from you. You can always jump in our Discord and let us know there. And we're live on Twitch Tuesday through Friday most weeks. So until our next stream, which will be tomorrow, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks for episode 60. Thanks, guys.
Bye, everybody.